So something like this is what we'll be designing, right? The logo, the name. So from there, once you've logged in, it brings you here. It shows the name of the user, shows a bit of icon, right? My courses, new courses, favorite, most popular, all courses, right? This is the nav bar, right? So basically, this is what we're designing. So I think you've seen this. So I'm going to be sharing. So the first one we'll be doing here is I'll be sharing us. What is happening? Uh, to share, please move this file to a new home. Visit drafts to move. Okay, so let me just quickly do that so that I can share. So I'm going to share this with everybody, and I'll show us ways by which we can share. Right? I'll show us ways by which we can share. So drafts to move and on to move to to this guy. Right? So very good. So if I come here, I would like to share with you guys now. So I'll come here, share, right? So these are some of team members that I've worked with. They have access to it also, but I can decide that I don't want them to have access to it, right? So I can remove them. Don't let me remove this person. Let me remove. Uh, who is this? I don't know you. Let me remove this one, and I'll leave this person. I'll just leave this person. So this part of my team. This one's part of my team, right? So it simply means that if I copy now, it says anyone can view, right? So I've clicked on it. So it says who can access. So anyone can view, right? Now, if I copy the link and send it to you, you can only view it, right? You can't do anything to it. But if I click on edit right now, right? Assuming I can click on, if I click on it, simply means that anyone can edit, right? So, however, I'm not trying to give you guys an edit permission. I just want you to be able to view it. So anyone can view. So I'll just copy this link, right? And I'll put it on the group. All right, I'm in the group. So I've sent it to the group. I've sent it to the group. All right. So I will assume that everybody should be able to click on that link and have access. You should have, so please click on the link and you should have access to this file that allows you to view. You can see it. The only thing is you cannot change anything. Right? You cannot change anything, but you have access to view it. So, and once you begin to join, I'll be able to see here. I'll be able to see you here, right here, everybody, and we can easily chat. I can drop comments. I can drop comments. So your client is dropping comments. I'm saying, okay, um, maybe I'll just come here, right? I'll just come here. I can come here. Sorry, I can come here and click this add comments here, right? Or I'll just type C, right? Once I type C, I'll just come here to say um, someone. Let me say Tunde, right? So design the what do we offer block? All right. So I can add that. All right. I can say uh, maybe Ayodele, Ayodele to design the nav block. I can do that. And if I'm the client, I can say, okay, um, I can say and change the color. Maybe we should change. I don't want us to change too many things. I would have said change the thing color to black, right? So let's just leave it as is, right? So that is one way. So everybody, anywhere you see this icon, simply shows that I've not seen anybody join yet. What is happening? Talk to me. What is happening? I've not seen anybody join yet.
I mean, I've joined, but for one reason or the other, it's not allowing me to. I'm seeing what you. I mean, I'm not seeing what you're doing, but I've seen the file on my Figma. But let me see. Maybe if I should use my laptop because I'm using it on my phone. Maybe that's the reason.
Okay, phone and Figma are not very good friends.
Oh, okay.
Right? Phone and Figma are not very good. There are many things that will not work as much as it will not work so well on your phone. Any other person? Ayodele, look.
I'm also trying to connect with my phone,
Oh,
but
on your phone.
but
On
I'm
your phone,
feeling very
people.
better. Yeah.
What of look? Look, it's quite a long time. Happy New Year. Or where you are, you can't talk. You can send in a chat or something.
I think I'm in now.
Okay, yeah, today is in. Oh, okay, Mr. Luke is on the road. So Chile said, okay, so you can see I can Chile can see my cursor now, and I can see Chile's cursor. I can see where he is. I can see what he's working on. I can decide to follow him. So anywhere Chile is working on, right? If you're using your computer, so I can just be monitoring what today is doing.
Can I? Can I?
Right? Can you?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I was. Can I just wanted to ask questions. Is it time for me to start jumping into my question session or you still?
Well, yes. Before we jump to Figma, so let the questions come in.
So this is designed on Figma, and I can see that some attributes here are similar to the attributes you explained in that last CSS class that you talked about.
Yeah.
Um, you talked about them being in blocks. Are you so when we're converting this to CSS? Are you talking about with regards to placing them into like a div or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But when we get to React, I'm going to be showing us.
Oh, okay. With
Um,
React, it's going to be a bit
this,
different.
yes, we've started on Next.js already.
Okay.
We picked up with Next.js already.
Okay. Good.
So what will happen is this is, of course, if we to make the way we would have designed it is just to have this one in one single file or one single code, right? All this page now could be on in one single code, right? That is one way, but that's not an efficient way to write a code, right? What you want to do is you want to put each of them into different codes, into different files. So much that if I have to use these components, we call them components in React. So if I have to use this component again anywhere, right, I'll just refer to that code. I'll not need to write that code again. I'm not even doing copy and pasting. I'll just like import it into what where I want to use it, and we'll see all that in practice.
Okay.
Right? So the first thing when you see, so when you see um, a, a design like this, like I said, and I showed up the last time, that this design is not even properly wasn't properly done, right? But we can manage it. We can manage it, right? There are many things. I'm not sure how to teach us Figma. Figma is not part of this. It's not part of this course. Right? So actually thinking of going. I will just say that. Sorry, just give me a minute. Okay, so and I then I don't know if anything has happened. Sorry, can you hear me? And I don't know if anything has happened from that. Now, so
Okay, you're muted though. I don't know if you know you're muted.
with the background. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. On the question, something bright. Okay, um, so I was saying that I've shown us, and I'm not sure I want to go into Figma design again. So we have to break all this down. How to break it down into rows and columns, into blocks. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 rows. No, yeah, I'm not. You can call them components. For this one, right, we just have basically two columns. Those right, something bright could be white. This something bright. Two columns, right? So this one, of course, you know how to arrange this one. This one too is a column, or I have a column now. Then how many rows? One, two, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So once you can get that, so you'll be able to analyze. So this one, I have to look at it. To say that for me, I'll first break into two columns. So this nav bar is one column, right? Is one div. Then this whole side too is under div, right? Then I'll now break this second div. The second div now I'll now break into two. Okay, now when you become Nigeria, right? So based on this, you of course you can define how many rows and all those things. Now all these things will be dynamic, right? It will show us all that as time goes. And let me say it a quick what we it, I'm not sure with the number of classes or sessions we have left, we'll be able to complete this project. But after our classes, I believe that everybody will be equipped with what it needs to um, continue. So what we'll just do after our classes is we'll just keep designing. So at that point, maybe I'm no more a lecturer. We are just team members trying to pull together, right? So So what I'm saying is, at some point, the way we move will change. So it won't be classes per se. It will be like working on the project together. So that is what it will end up becoming at the end of the day. So I think at this juncture, I don't know if there are other questions, right? Uh, don't Once you look at the page and it seems complex, don't worry, it's not as complex as you think, right? You just break it down, right? For example, take this down. This navbar, these are two divs, two blocks, right? This is one block, these guys are another block. Then I'll now divide this block again into two, right? This is one block, this is another block, right? So, right, the same thing here, right? So, of course, the same thing here. So, hmm, that is that is that. So let me go and set up now. I think I've spent. Is it or are there still any questions on Figma before I move on to set up?
I mean, I do have a question though.
Okay. Yes.
So back
Shoot.
to that design. I again, I maybe because I've missed the next JS class that you guys had. Maybe that's
Yeah.
why I might not be, on top of it. But how do you get the dimensions and the pixels of each one of these things?
That's that's a good question. That's a very good question. So very simple, right? I come here, right? I click on it, and I can see the dimensions. In fact, it can show us here. If it's not showing here, you can use, right. So you can say 48 by, but for a text like this is not the kind of dimension I want. For the for this guy, for this navbar now, yes, I can use this dimension. So the width is 1330 pixels and the height is 79 pixels, right? So that is the kind of dimension I want. But for this text, I don't need this 48 by 29. That's not what I need. What I need is I need to know its font size, which is 18. You can see 18 here, right? So I need to see the font size, which is 18, right? Then maybe the text type, right? And basically, and the color, right? So those are the features or the characteristics I need from the text. Right? From a button, so if I click on this button, I can see, okay, it's rounded by 50 degrees, right? Or 50 pixels, sorry, 50 pixels rounded, right? Then um, the width, the height, right? So, so basically, then this whole page in itself, if I click on it, the landing page, I can see that the width is 1440, right? And this like the standard in desktop, um, your desktop size standard is like a standard desktop size. So from this place to this place is 1440. So based on that, we will design it. I can do is, if there's still time today, I can just try to design something, something. Then there are many things like you might still have a lot of questions, but once we begin to work on it, I'm going to show some examples. Maybe not today, the next class. You will see, for example, how do I create this button now? There are sometimes that you want to ask, okay, this button now, do I create it from scratch, right, using code, or do I just carry it and go and import it into my, like copy and paste it into my code and all that. So you want to find out like this logo now. Designing this logo from scratch can be might not be visible, might not be realistic, right? So I would like to know. Right, sorry, can you give me a minute? I need to attend to the call.
Good evening, Mr. Tunde.
Hey, how you doing? Ayodele?
Fine, thank you, sir.
How's it going?
Well done, sir.
Yeah,
How's it, sir? Yes.
not too bad. I've been missing all the classes. I feel bad. You guys have
Uh,
gone. You guys have gone
in
further.
fact, we are really, done, a couple of stuff. So
Yeah. Me,
we take a couple of
I'm
stuff.
still asking about
Yes.
CSS, and you guys have left CSS. Like you've forgotten even about
Okay.
it.
We are now in React, sir.
Yeah, makes sense.
React and next years.
Yeah, I need to catch up on those
So
ones too.
Ideally and Folarin will be your teacher. So they'll teach
Oh,
you.
really?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna have to find them there.
Folarin is not a guru now.
Oh, that's good.
Sir, did you say Polari? Because I'm still learning, sir. In fact,
Polari, nice to meet you. I know we've not been able to catch up, but
teach
yeah,
me some stuff,
nice
sir.
to meet you.
I'm not very good though.
It's alright.
So,
Don't worry.
good afternoon, good evening, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you, sir.
The way I mean, I start okay. I shall actually taking us one we actually understand very well. No problem. Don't worry.
So,
Plan.
yeah. So there's guarantee
My
I'm safe.
my
Okay.
assistant lecturer has spoken.
That's good.
Anyways, so don't worry. Just have your questions. Like once I begin to work with this, begin to show us like these icons, how do we play with them? Like the background, you can see those lines in the background. Like what do we do with them, and so on and so forth. So we'll try to just make sure we can come. So when your client says he wants or she wants a pixel perfect, right? It simply means that in the design, in Figma design, they put a lot of detail. They paid attention to a lot of detail, and it means that it has to look whatever thing you design has to look exactly like it, right? So all the dimensions, all the distances between each, so that might be very very tedious, right? But at least to a large extent, we want to learn how to not just design without using the dimensions. For example, this now is not just golden and H something. It's not just H whatever. You have to actually come here to look at it. This is 75 pixels, right? So you want to use 75 pixels also. This image here, right? You want to look at it, the width and the height. And so there are many things as a developer, you must have a design what do you call it? IQ for designing also. So you're not just doing things shabbily. In fact, one of the elements of being a good developer is that you have an eye for detail, right? You must be able to pay attention to the detail. Details are very, very important in designing because you are not different from the UI UX designer. The only difference is that you are using code. You are designing with code. So and then even that is more tedious. Right? So sorry, never did what they could what they know how to do. I believe you can still see my screen. Please just give me a minute. Let me find where there we are. Okay. So so with this done, so I need to now put into um, so let me just close this guy for now. Else to do this, for those of us that have been in my classes, right, this will not be new to you. So what I'm just trying to do, I'm trying to create a folder, right? So in creating that folder, I'm going to do pn pm, right? Sorry, pnpx create next app. If you don't understand this, asked my assistant lecturer, then create next app. So you're trying to create an FGS uh, application, right? So, okay, the first thing I want to do is to create a folder. So let me create a folder first, mkdir, right? So I always like to do this first. So let me call it Lena, right? Lena LMP, right? So that's what I'm going to call it, right? So I'm going to CD inside it. So I'm going to change that. I'm into it now. So what I'm going to do now is, so I'll now do PNPX. So create next app latest dot, sorry, space dot. Right, I've explained all this in previous classes. So we do this. You need internet to be able to do this. So you're going to ask me some questions. Are we doing TypeScript? Yes. TypeScript, SVN, yes. Tailwind, CSS, yes. SRC directory, yes. App yes. No. And it goes ahead to install. Right. So it's installing. Right. So right. So what text am I doing? So I'm going to open. So if I do ls now, sorry, so that you can see it clearly, pause it down. So I do ls, you can see my folder has been created. So I want to open this in Visual Studio Code. Right. So Visual Studio Code is opened. So I can close this guy. So I can open Visual Studio Code. So you can see my setup here. And I've explained what the setup is all about. Right. So so I'm going to open it alongside with my browser so that you're able to see. So I'm going to uh, open terminal here, and I'm going to do pm dev. Right. So once I do that, it's going to start here. So I'm going to go to this. So let me do this a little. So I'm going to go to this link here to view my local. So you can see this is the page. Right. Let me maximize it. So this is the page. This is the default page. So that means our next year's app has been fully initiated. So I can begin to edit. So uh, I'll go to my main page. So this is the main page. This is where the page is. Right. So if come here, right, I remove all this and I put my own name. Right. Right. And I do Lena LMP. I do that. You can see it here. Right, but I want to remove some other things. Why it's showing this line that is showing, right? So I want to come here and remove all these ones. Don't worry, we don't need to do all this. I'm going to show us how to get this code, this exact code. So all of us will be working on this project together from this my code. So I'll upload it to GitHub. Then you can really clone it from GitHub and be working on it also. I'll show us how to do everything. And if we can finish today, we'll continue next class. So I want to come here also. I want to remove this brother. Right. So So my layout page is fine. My layout page, I want to change. So I want to change this create next app that is shown here. So I want to change it to so it is learning matchmaker, right? So let's just give it something where we learn. Okay, learner meets teacher, learner meets tutor, something like that. Just don't mind me. I know today just looking at what is this one doing now. So anyways, just manage it. Right. So we can see we already have learning matching type. Let me reduce it by say give us makes it look as if it's on a wider screen. So we have it here. So let's imagine that I have to design this page. Alright. So for me, right, I'm going to do it properly the way Love does it. So this landing page is going to come here. This is the home page, right? This is the home page. But before we put the home page here, right, I not want us to just put the home page here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a components folder. This is where all our components will come. Alright, so here now, so I'll create a home page, right? So this is the home folder, right? And every other thing that, or maybe not even the home first. I would say maybe how do we call it? The nav, right? Nav dot TSX. Right? TSX I've explained in the last time simply means that TypeScript, right? It's an extension, right? So it allows me to do a lot of things. So um, the navbar now, I can use a boilerplate or a snippet that allows me to just do this, but I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to start. So first thing I want to do is I want to create a navbar. Right? Don't forget, I just want to create a component. So instead of what I'm doing here now, I can as well come and do it here, right? So you will understand now. So let's assume here now. So I've created this. Let's just leave it here. Let's just leave this now. Let's come back here. And let's say inside this main now, right? Let me just do a little bit of formatting before we move on. So because this is not a big project, there are many things that I could have done personally, right? But let's just keep it simple so I don't confuse many people. So um, so let's come to this page. This page now is for the home page, right? The way Next.js works is that so we have how many pages we have a login page, right? So login page. Now if I want to do the login page, I'll just come here, create a folder. I'll call it login, right? Call it login. Then right, you can see it's in lowercase. Then inside that, I'll create a file called page.tsx. Right inside this file now, let's just put something. So export uh, export default function, right? Default function, let's say call it login page. So So login page, right? So I'll do return. Right, then I'll do D. Don't worry about all this. You'll understand very soon. You just keep looking at it. So I'm going to say this this is the login page. Good. So I can give it tailwind formatting here. Text X3, right? What have you, right? Now, there's something I can come here to do here. I can come to the layout now and say inside my body here, I want all the text in this code, all the text in this code now, right? I want them to be, so sorry, let me just add something. Don't worry about what I'm doing here. You will understand everything gradually, gradually. You understand it. You'll see what I'm about to do now. So yeah, I want all my text to be black by default. Black text by default. So sometimes I don't like using black like that, like that, like that. Maybe the dark gray. Let's use a gray or let's check zinc 800. Right. So all my text by default because everything, all my text is inside this place called children. Right. That's where everything is inside. So and don't forget, you remember this HTML tag in HTML. So inside this body tag is where you have your whole website, right? Or your whole page, so to say. So that is what is happening here. So instead of putting everything together, this enormous page, putting it together. So it's now in children, so we'll now be breaking it down. So that's just basically what we are doing there. So I've defined this one inside the login page. So what does that mean? Right? It simply means that if I come here, right, and do slash login, right? This is the login page, right? If I come again, which other page do we have? So I can decide to create all the pages. We have the dashboard, right? Courses, right? So let's do so. So this is the way the folder structure will run. So we have the dashboard. Inside the dashboard is now where we now have the courses page and resources page, right? And all these other pages that is not even designed yet, right? This settings, discussion, right? You would have all this, right? So inside dashboard, now. So how do we do that? So we create not a file now, sorry. There's a way I can do it using a shortcut. That's why, but I don't want to do it properly so that you don't get confused. So, or better still, let me just do it so that you just see it. So yeah, I clicked on the file. So I'll do dashboard. Don't forget lowercase dashboard. Then inside that dashboard folder, inside the dashboard folder, right, I would have um, a page.
Sorry, I thought you just created a file.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you it's a shortcut.
Okay, so you could create a
So
folder-like
yes,
file.
yes. Instead of creating clicking on new folder, I create a folder called dashboard. Then I'll now right click on the folder again. Now create a file called page.tsx inside, right? Instead of doing all that, you understand?
Okay, so
I just click file and I'll just put slash.
so if you create another one saying dash slash discussion, it will automatically create discussion into a folder dashboard.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly. So if I do dash now and I do okay, so this one is going to be dash page. Don't forget there's still going to be a layout. I'll show us in the last class I mentioned. So inside this dashboard again, there's going to be a folder called, I can use that technique again, discussions, right? Discussion. Let's call it discussions, right? Slash page. So for every route in, what do I mean route? Any existing page, like any page that you want the browser to you want to access by the browser, must have a page.tsx inside. You understand better now. So so you can see that these discussions now has a page inside, right? But the discussion is inside the page called dashboard, right? So if I come here, right? Okay, let's put something inside. So I'll just type RFC, right? And I can do RFC and it's going to generate this for me. And that is an extension. Right? So I can change this one to say, let me do that again. So RFC is an extension. And I remember when we were setting up, I asked us to download ES 7 or something, ES7 something. I'll show us now. So there, this is the dashboard page. So dashboard, right? You can see my D is in capital letters. So and there are no hyphens, right? So that is it for the dashboard page, right? For the discussion page, right? So RFC again, right? So I'm going to name it discussions page. Don't worry, everything might still look a little bit, uh, where is everything coming out from? But don't worry, you would, as I'm working on it, you'll be getting the feel, you'll be understanding it once you see what it does.
So can I ask the question?
Yes, please.
So, would it be right to say that React does allow us to turn, I won't say turn, but place our HTML codes into like a function? And then that
Yes.
function, within that function, it's like telling the function returns a value, which is the div, and it can be exported. That means it can be used in other places. Is that how React works?
Yes. But
Okay.
why you're asking that question? Because you're not in our last class. Our last class we were able to. I remember I gave an assignment. Who did the assignment? Let us start even start from there. So that
I didn't intend to cause trouble for anyone. Yeah.
yeah, you just did cause trouble for
I'm sorry.
almost everybody else. So I gave an assignment and I asked them to do something. So what you know what? Okay, I really has done it. You want to show us?
Okay. Let me try and set up my system, sir.
Okay,
I will let you know when it's on.
okay, when we are ready. So maybe that will help you to give you a better understanding. But that is like bringing us back 1,000 years.
I'm
So
I'm very
but
sorry.
no, I know for some people too, it's good. They would like to see it again. So while I still continue with my magic here, so basically you can see we've done discussion page, right? So we've done dashboard page, right? So by the time we come here, right, and we do dashboard, just dashboard, right? You can see dashboard page. You can see here dashboard page. If we now do slash discussions, right? That's the discussions page here, right? So dashboard slash discussion because discussions is inside this guy. So basically this is how the routing system in Next.js works, which is far better than routing system in React JS. So so and as many um, 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 extensions pages also we can just keep having it here. So this is a login or sign up page, and all that. So if we have more pages, if we want to have another page, well, we can have it, right? So don't forget that this is our home page. This is our landing page here, right? So for this landing page, don't forget That this landing page there is nothing inside. All right, this landing page there is nothing inside. Don't forget, there's nothing inside. I didn't put anything inside. So let's come and create. So I want to create. Let me just create a file instead. It's supposed to be a folder, but let me just create home.tsx. Right. So inside it, RFC. Right. Home already. Right. Now, if I come here, I say I created inside components. Right. So it's standing on it in its own, by itself. It's not inside any of these pages. So this website doesn't recognize these guys yet, these components yet, until I come and link it anywhere in this page, right? Without copying and pasting, right? So I'll just come here into this page now and say, okay, well, I created a page somewhere, or I created a component somewhere, and I don't want to be copying that page again, right? I don't want to be copying and pasting. Let me just allow me just import or reference that page here, so that anytime this page is called, this home page is called here, it will reference this one. So what do I do? I just do this home, right? It's giving me option of this guy. Can you see it here? So I'll just click it and I'll do right. So it's loading it for me. So naturally something should change there. Right? Okay, my server has gone off because of the routing system. So I need to run my server again. So my server is back up. So I refresh. There's a problem. Something. Let's check. Okay, seems as if I'm calling it inside something. Am I? I'm not calling inside anything. This page. Oh, okay. It has not been imported yet. So this guy has not been imported yet. This home page has not been imported. So I just typed it. So I need to import it here. Right? There's a way I can import it. So it didn't import it the other time. I got it imported. So this is it. But instead of let me do it manually. So I'll do import, right? Home, right? From where is it from? I would have to locate where it is. So at right components. You can see components here, right? Components, right? Slash where again? Home, right? This is where it is. So that's where my this thing is. Right? So let's see why it's showing me this right for function home. Right? So why is it not showing? Look at okay. Okay, this one too is home. So let's make this one uh, let's just make it home page. Sorry, that's what's happening. So home page. Alright, so I'll just make it home page here. So that means this one, what I need is home page. Alright, then I'll make it home page too. So I can refresh it. So my server is off again. So it's on, back on. So refresh it, let's see. So you can see the home is there already. That home is there. Right? That home is there. So, and of course, so if I come here and I change it to this is the home page. Right? I do this. You can see it's affecting it. Right? If I begin to add my CSS class name, right, and I do flex, I do justify center, sorry, items center, So let me bring everything out. I turn center, right? And I do width, full, and I do edge screen, right? Once it has brought it to the middle, right? I can decide to do text 3XL, right? So now what we discover is I'm not running this code inside this home page directly, this home page directly. I just imported it inside, so it's running somewhere else. So it simply means that this home page also, right? I can also use it inside, just for example, I can use it inside this browser here also, right? I can decide that just import me the home page, right? You can see it here. So just import it for me. I've imported it. So it simply means that if I come to login, right, because I've imported this home page here, right, right. Let me make this one home page so that you learn. Okay, let me just make it home dot components. Components, right? So it might affect some things, but don't worry, we can always edit it, right? So sometimes Next.js will do this thing for you automatically. Sometimes it won't. So what we just need to do, because I've changed the routing there, so what's it asking for is I can't find this thing again with that name, so I have to just come here to update it. That's all. So that's all there. So then I have to come to the page here, to home page here, to come and fix it also. All right. So I know it's got components, so I'll just do that, and it should fix all of that for me. So that's fixed all that. So if I come to login now, login, don't forget that we've imported the home page into login also. Is having so I can decide that I want to add something. I can add another div here, right? Div, and I call it login page, right? So if I refresh it, where am I? Okay, I'm in the home. Sorry, I'm not in the. So sorry, this is the home. Right, so let me remove it and put it inside this login page here. This one, right? So I'll put it here. This is login page, right? As you can see it here. So if I come to login page here, I can find this is the home page and I can find login page here, right? And if I come to the main page also, I can still find this. So I can use this component anywhere in my code, in my structure. Right? That is why you want to, as much as possible, use components. Split all your blocks into different components, right? Except blocks you know that is just maybe once you use it. But blocks you think that they are chunky and probably it's possible that you're using them again. You want to put them into different components. Do you understand? It helps your code to be readable, right? It helps faster. Then if there are errors, if there's any error in your code, you're able to know where the error is directly, right? So, but if everything is just lumped up in one page, then it's difficult to debug. So I don't know if Ion Daily is ready now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have the floor. Let me start.
Let me share my screen, sir. Okay, sir. So this is actually the um, task that you asked us to do. Um, you asked us to um, come, sir, to do a counter basically. So the one that we increment and also decrement. So let me quickly run it first. Um, the, um, I'm coming. Okay, so I'm sorry. CD to my app. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so I run it.
We have seen you.
Okay. It's actually commercial. So. Okay. So this is the short.
Yeah, show me your package.json. I want to see your package.json.
Okay, sir. Okay, yes.
Okay, carry on.
So, this is the concept. So, I didn't really bother to actually start it. So you just us to actually stop at 10. So I should not increment beyond 10.
Okay.
And it should not go down beyond minus 10.
Oh, yes. Hallelujah. So let us see your code.
Okay. So this is the thing.
So walk us through your code. What exactly did you do to it?
Okay, sir. From where we actually stopped last
Yes.
class, so I just introduced the conditional statement.
Beautiful.
So I just introduced conditional.
Beautiful.
Inside the increment and decrement function for our return.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Very simple. Very, very simple. I know it looks like magic in some people's eyes. If it's still looking like magic to you, can you speak up? Let us know if it's still looking like magic to you.
Sir, I thought for that sorry, please give me a minute. What of sir, hey, sir, I thought it was can someone also use this function of DOM content loaded for increment and for to increase and decrease? Sir, did you hear me, sir?
Hello. I can hear you, but I'm not sure I understand your question.
Sir, so I was asking that instead of using control increment and decrement, that can someone use document dot add event list
Okay.
like that function?
I believe what you're talking about is pure JavaScript. Right. Still, leave your screen on. Ayodele.
Exactly, sir. So yes, that actually got me confused a lot because I was thinking don't actually work here.
Right.
And I found out that I was just saying document is not a function. Document is not a function. So when I research, and I saw that.
Yeah. Welcome to React.
In fact.
So React is quite different from your vanilla JavaScript. Can we still have your screen? Can we have your code? Let's see your code.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
So if you add any class in JavaScript, right? What we've done here should be heaven on earth to you,
Hmm.
right? Because it eases out a lot of you're writing less code.
Yes,
If you are using JavaScript, you'll be writing more code.
yes, 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 that's true.
Yeah. So this is more straightforward. I'm not sure I've ever even written a pure vanilla JavaScript code for a project once. Because immediately I got involved in JavaScript, I moved to React. While I was still using React for a project, I didn't even complete that project when I got to know about Next.js and I moved to Next.js. So there are so many things that, um, of course, you will still achieve the same result, right, if you go that route. But the number one, your code is different. The way you write the code is different. And if you're using vanilla JavaScript, you're sure to be writing more code, right? But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, so at the end of the day, the truth is you're writing it in React, but by the time your runtime is compiling your React code, it will still compile it into a JavaScript for the browser to read it. Do you understand? So as but as
Yes.
far as so as far as the developer is concerned, you want to write faster, you want to write better, you want to write cleaner, right? And leave the heavy lifting for the runtime or the computer to be doing all that. But if you think you're a guru, you want to do the heavy lifting yourself, why not? It should still have the same, it will still do the same job, right? But for me, right, in fact, if you begin to move into newer frameworks on JavaScript, right, like maybe Svelte or Vue, right, and many others that are coming out now, even this React that we are using now is becoming like stress. Like there are so many things that they are that is coming into, and this technology. That's why it's tech, right? Everybody's working every day to make things easier and better. Why would I write 100 lines to achieve a certain thing when I can write it in maybe 20 lines? You understand? So at the end of
Yes.
the day, it comes down to which one do you want to use to make your life easier. So there's really no, so we can't really say maybe you're wrong or you are not a good developer or you are bad or like you should not use vanilla JavaScript to do anything. But what we are just saying is by the time you are still trying to this same code now, by the time you are trying to do it, maybe you are very good. Obviously, someone that is using React, if he knows what he's doing, will get the job done faster than you. But at the end of the day, you still have the same result. So, and there are a lot of work around that has been made easier, right? So basically, like I said, at the end of the day, the browser is still converting to JavaScript. For the runtime is still converting to JavaScript for the browser to be able to read it, to read your code, right? But for you, I'm not sure. For me personally, I don't know for you. For me personally, that is none of my own business. My own is I write good code. I put it on my browser. It gives me exactly what I want. What is actually happening in the back end? Well, I have an idea, but I'm not sure it's really a concern for me, right? However, however, your mastery also requires that you might want to look at what is really happening in the background, right? How is React we call something React DOM that you mentioned the other time, right? The DOM, right? What is the work of the DOM? What JavaScript? Why is JavaScript? How is JavaScript being able to the browser being able to read JavaScript and not read other? So of course there are many questions out of the box, but it definitely outside the scope of this class, right? So um, we can, I can, okay, not I think I've even sent some materials, right? And I'm sure those
Yes,
materials
sir.
are
You
well
sent.
detailed. Yes. So you can check those materials, and of course, it will help you with all the English, all the nomenclatures, all the grammar, right, and all that. But as far as this class is concerned, uh, we want to make sure that what is needed for you to get the job done is what we are looking at, and every other, all the other nuances, extras, and all that, you'll be catching it up as the project is moving on. And actually, that is a faster way to learn, right? A faster way to learn. So when you learn in the practical, then somebody is just showing you video, or you're just reading the book and all that. So I don't know if there are any questions. If 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 you think you understand this code, I think Ayodele probably, and okay, Folai, I don't. Folai is not saying he doesn't understand the code. I think it was in the last class. So I think it's only Tunde, and Teslim cannot open his mouth to tell me that he does not understand the code. If not, I chase him out of this class. So Tunde is probably the only one that might need. Okay, Teslim wants to say something. I'm sure he can't say he doesn't understand. Teslim, you want to say something?
Good evening.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I wanted to ask about the Figma that was sent to the group.
Yeah.
I was late to join this one. So when I opened it, I saw.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. You're late to the class, and I've heard a lot about the Figma. And
I was on the road for about 12. I'm just entering my house now.
Wow.
Like 3 minutes ago. So
okay, basically, that is the design we will be working on together. Basically, so so we're sharing the task. We've not shared the task yet. So what I want to show us immediately in the next few minutes is what I want to do now is to show us to put it into GitHub, and show us how many of us that don't have a GitHub account should probably create a GitHub account, clone it, and I don't know if we can do that in the next few minutes. But if we can't finish up in the next few minutes, I believe that wherever we stop, we can get started from the next session. So that's what I want to show us now. I know probably you have your knowledge on GitHub how to use it.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, moving forward with the project, I know that you said we're going to create a GitHub account and we're going to clone the code base that you are trying to work on using Next.js. But with regards to that conversion of the Figma design into the Next.js thing, is into Next.js code, is it that we're going to be taking each page and hard coding it, or is there like an extension that Figma provides?
Question.
Come again?
Sorry, come again, please.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, are we going to hand code the Figma, what do you call it? The Figma, what's the word for this thing? The Figma component, so to say, into Next.js, or is there like an extension that we get to use that helps us take all that information and brings it to our Next.js work environment?
As far as the design our as a front end developer is concerned, right? You will use your eyes to look at the design, and you will use your hand to type the code in Next.js.
Okay, so
that cost. But
okay.
If you find an extension that can do the heavy lifting for you without stress, why not?
Okay. So we need to first of all define like the structure to which how we want it to, code it before we start copying those stuff from the dimensions from
Figma. Exactly.
Okay.
Actually, what I'm seeing here, I think is for desktop screen for now, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what of all this mobile screen?
Well, the design was just like I mentioned before it came. It was just a project we worked on sometimes. So, um, what we instead of looking for a UI UX designer that will be doing that job for us, well, we don't mind if they can get us one to help us with that. But if not, what we'll just work on is just make the website responsive, right?
Okay, you want it to be responsive.
We should just be responsive. That's all.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, so after we are done with this React, because me currently I'm still finding my way around it. Uncle Ayodele has been helping me with the with some of most of the things I've been having issues with. But I wanted to ask that once is it are we going to start the Figma are we going to start the Figma, assigning tasks after we are done with React?
Yes, well, once I'll show us. We'll still have about one class. After the next class is when we'll now begin to assign tasks, right, to
Okay.
everybody to begin to work on. So we still have some time to, and I'll still show us. I'll do a practical example on how to go about all this. So still relax, but still go on with your own uh, time and lecture time with your tutor. So I don't worry, don't rush. And if there's need for me to come in also, but I think Ayodele and even Teslim will do a good job by showing you basic basic things that you need to get in line or get on the same page with what we are doing. So the secret to many of these things is don't be scared when you see it at first. Right? Usually, many times when I even finish writing a code, after a while, maybe some time, and I look at the code again, I'll be wondering who actually wrote this code? Was it me that wrote this code? Because it's looking strange, and it's only because of the fact that I know that I was one that wrote this code. That's why I'm not scared, right? But this code will just be looking scary to me. That what kind of person wrote this kind of code, right? Because it's so complex and all that. So um, at the first glance, when you see a code, it's very likely, or when you see something, it's very likely that it looks complex. That how do I go about it? But by the time you begin to analyze it and break it down, try to read the code, try to look at the design, analyze that, you discover that once you break it into pieces, right, you'll be able to see that it's very easy. It's when you begin to bring all the components together, all the easy parts together, then it forms probably a bigger, complex picture.
Yes. Sir, please, sorry, sorry, sir, I'm sorry for all the questions, sir.
Oh,
So I wanted should I all those materials that you sent to us, all those videos,
yeah.
should we just stick to that one alone? Because that when I was seeing all those dumb that I was mentioning now was in another video actually.
Huh?
So
I didn't,
should we just stick to
no, well,
sir,
no,
did
it's
you
not. No, don't stick to it, right? It's just to give you a foothold, or what do I call it? Like an entry. Do you understand?
okay.
It is just to
Yes,
give
sir.
you an entry, basically. Sometimes some kind of videos you might not even hear. Yeah, for example, now I know some people that don't like any videos from any Indian person because they find it difficult to even hear them, right? So, but
Yes.
for me, I really don't care. My own is once you are saying what I want to learn, and I go for it. So, if the video doesn't work for you, already you now have an idea of what you are looking for. Do you understand? So it
Yes.
helps you to, and that is even a better way to even learn. When you begin to do your own scouting and searching for it by yourself, it helps you to be able to learn better and learn faster and learn more. So I think don't limit yourself to only the materials you drop. Please go ahead to scout, and possibly you can even stumble on something that by the time you bring come to the next session and you begin to talk about it or ask questions, it's going to benefit everybody. So please go on an adventure into this thing. You'll be surprised.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I can go into GitHub for now. All right. I'm not sure I can go into GitHub for now because GitHub is a whole class in itself. And like we mentioned, what we are teaching here is not just theory. I can just mention it and show you, but I really want us to see it in practical in the project, right? So what I can do is just to maybe send us one or two GitHub videos and just probably just watch it. Very simple videos. Then next session we're going to be doing GitHub so that by that time I'll be able to show us practicals as concerns projects. Then everybody, if you have a laptop, I always would love that you also have your laptop as I'm working here, if you're also working over there. So that if you have questions, immediately you'll be able to ask, you know. So by that time, you create an account, you now have a GitHub account, right? I show you how to create your own branch, create your own branch. Show you how to create a pull request, right? Then and so on and so forth. So I think we can call it a day. Yeah.
Akin, can I just say this?
Yes, go on.
I think the process of at least just setting up the GitHub account is straightforward. I mean, I'm not talking about when you have to bring in a project or branch and all those technicalities. I mean,
Yeah.
just opening it up with your Google account. I think
Yes.
that is
Yes. Now
pretty
it's
straightforward.
yes. 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 It's straightforward.
Yeah, so I think
Straightforward.
everyone can actually just first of all do the most simplest one, which is use your Google account or your Gmail account to set up the basic account.
Okay. Yes. Yes. That's fine. Yes.
Yeah,
That's good.
and then maybe the cloning, the branching, all those ones will go into next time, so that we don't
Yes.
have to be going through. Oh, have you registered or have you not registered at all that?
Yeah. 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 So I think that's it. Any other questions or contribution? Okay. In the absence of any,
I think
okay, definitely.
should are we supposed to drop GitHub? If you have a GitHub this, are you supposed to drop it in like
Not yet. Not yet. Let's
okay,
go to next uh, class.
all right.
Over to you, Tunde.
Okay, so I think today was really quite interesting. At least we were able to first of all work on introducing ourselves to Figma, seeing what Figma looks like, how the dimensioning on Figma is, how to be able to get details of the designs of Figma, from the side panel. And I think you also talked about um, creating pages in your setting up a Next.js file and Next.js project, which I mean, I've recorded the whole session so people will be able to watch. But I like the fact that you broke down the process of setting up an Next.js project and how to then create different routes, different pages and routes within that folder, then create basic functions within each one of them, and then connecting them or importing them into different other files also. So taking components from one to be viewed to be viewable in the other part. So I think that was a lot of work done. And then you also everyone was able to ask enough questions and get more clarity on things that they were not clear about, which is also equally important. It's not always you pouring out all the information. Sometimes it's just being able to see where everyone is at. So yeah, I think the class session was really nice. I enjoyed it. Hopefully next class I try my best to be available. We will be able to quickly do the GitHub thing, set up, clone, and all that. Have a copy of the project, and then be able to move faster next class. But yeah, for me, I think that's pretty much it, and it was fun. Thanks, guys, for coming around. All I would also want to ask is, please, next class, let's try to be prompt because Akin was here already on time. So, and if there is for any reason, like I think Mr. Teslim said he had to travel or something, just do us a favor, drop a message. Just say I'm in traffic, or I'm on the way. I might not be able to pick, or I might not be able to join in, but when I do get to where I'm getting to, because in that way it makes everyone know that okay, I know where everyone is. Everyone's situation is different, but just give everyone heads up on whatever the situation is. So please, let's stick to the timing, because time is important. Akin's time is important, and that's why he makes sure he's available when we set up a time for it. So again, if you're not going to be available for whatever reason, just drop a message in the group chat and say, look, I'll be running late a bit, something like that, just to keep everyone on the same page. Yeah, that's pretty much from me. Hopefully, we guys will connect on next Monday. I would upload this video um, in the next 20-30 minutes, so, and I'll drop the link to it so everyone can have access to it. So bye for now, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.